Where do owners waste the most money without realizing it?
Marketing.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can burn a lot of money in marketing without evaluating your ROI. I would say that's like when you actually become a good business is when you know how to analyze your marketing.
I did have like a follow-up question for that, which was what financial mistake destroys new contractors early? Would you still answer marketing, or did any of you guys have maybe like a decision that you made early in your career that was a detriment to your growth, even temporarily?
The biggest thing that kills early businesses is poor cash management.
Job costing, you have to do that no matter what
Mhm.
size the job is, and you have to do it as soon as possible because you have to make adjustments along the way. If you have, a 2-day job, 3-day job, and you're blowing through money the first day, you've got to stop work, make a change order, figure out something to regroup before you work 3 days for free and you make $0. So job costing, I mean, then you don't repeat that same mistake and you tweak your quote template for the next project that you do that's very similar. So job costing for sure for me.
The biggest thing that kills early businesses is poor cash management. It's literally the only reason I never took deposits. I was so scared of being one of those guys that I knew if I didn't take their money, I couldn't really go broke because I couldn't spend it. Like the bill would be due when I got paid, so I could just pay the bill, right? So like actually I was always COD for a long time, so that check on delivery. So the shingles would show up, I'd pay it out of my pocket. We'd finish the job, then I'd get paid. I'd regroup that money. But I mean, the amount of guys that I've seen start a company, go start taking deposits, go buy a big fancy truck, put wheels and tires and a lift kit on it, go on a nice vacation 3 weeks after they start their business, and they've just blowed all their deposit money. And that's not an exaggeration. Like that's legitimately common. You've got to manage your cash. People will say, well, not everybody can afford that. I've seen that so many times when I bring that up. That's bullcrap. I started my business with $13,000. Like you can do it. I did live in a single wide trailer and didn't have much of anything worth having, but you can't spend money that you don't have. So it's about managing your cash and making that make sense.
Scout just said exactly, you know, very along the lines of what I was going to say. Just poor planning. Don't blow all your supply. I mean, make sure that before you take on one job, make sure you have enough in the reserves to take it on. People don't pay all the time, especially in a timely manner. So, what are you going to do if that happens? What do you have to kind of bank on?
Yeah. I mean, for us, I think the most expensive thing is going back to a job. I mean, that's a fast way to be a loser. Every time you show back up, probably the second most expensive thing is losing. We go out and run all these sales appointments and not win, so you got to dial that process in. But I'm a little bit different than Scott on. I'm very apprehensive to lend anybody money. To be honest, I think that I like to try to collect as much. Like I don't want to front the roof at all. I don't want to. I want to collect the down payment. I want to collect when materials are delivered, and I'll front my profit basically. And I think that one of the biggest problems in it depends what state you are. Obviously, Pennsylvania is not very favorable. If you don't pay, you can pretty much just not pay. So that's a problem. But if your accounts receivable is your biggest asset, you got a problem for sure. You're probably either slacking with your performance and customers don't want to pay you, or you're fronting out too much money. I mean, we've financed a massive job last year. It was bad. I mean, if we didn't have lines of credit to support it, like it could have tanked us even in the size that we are. That's kind of crazy to think about. Cash flow management is king. You got to be responsible with your money
You heard
and
it.
try not and don't mess up the job because that's what really costs you money when you have to go back and fix it for free.
Yeah, that makes sense.